Hey everybody, welcome back to the Beebosloth channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I became depressed. I've had a lot of time to think about it, and it started back when I was a youngster. I was born in Russia. I moved to the States when I was 4 years old, and growing up my name is Stanislav. So coming to the United States, I had to change my name. I wasn't comfortable introducing myself with such a long name. So my first name that I chose for myself was a derivation of my Russian name, Stas. I went by Stasi. And this didn't work out so well because kids would tease me and call me Stacy. So by 4th grade, I changed my name to Stan, which I thought was genius because it was just the first 4 letters of Stanislav. Also, kids would tease me because I was Russian. I didn't really understand what a pinko commie was, but people would call me that. It didn't bother me because I didn't understand what it was. But growing up and looking back on it, I don't think that the kids who called me that really understood what it was either. It's just kind of funny. I think probably kids get a lot of stuff from their parents or from, movies that they watch. Anyways, so all that aside, I didn't really think about that very much, but I think that kind of led to the start of this kind of feeling of alienation and being different. And in high school, around age 13, 14, I discovered graphic design and I discovered screen printing, and I really took a liking to skate companies making fun, cool t-shirts. And I thought to myself, I want to print t-shirts. I don't really know as a career path what I want to do, but I knew that I wanted to print t-shirts. I went ahead and I told my mom and my stepdad about it, and they were like, great, that sounds cool. You have our support. Go ahead. I told my dad about it. He was still living in Russia at the time. He was running his own business at the time. I believe he was starting like an import-export business for glasses, I think. And he told me that it was a stupid idea. There's no money in t-shirts. And basically to not pursue that at all. Being a 14-year-old kid, I took his advice to heart and I buried that dream deep down. And I thought, okay, well, if that's a stupid idea, then I guess I'll get a real job or follow some kind of real career path. And because I knew from a young age that I always wanted to do something creative, getting a regular job and following some regular career path never sat well with me. So what I did was, instead of just listening to my heart and following my dreams, I buried that deep down, and to silence my mind, I took up smoking weed and drinking alcohol, because when I did those things, I didn't care so much that I wasn't following my dreams. It made me not care so much about that I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I didn't know that I was becoming depressed, or I was depressed at the time. I thought that I was fine. I thought that everybody did what I did. Well, maybe not everybody, maybe not the kids who got the really good grades. So as time went on, the smoking and the drinking became habitual, and it became part of my daily routine. It became part of who I was. So much so that when I was in college, I thought that I had completely overcome being shy, and I thought that I had completely overcome getting stressed out. I thought that being shy and getting stressed out was something that other people experienced, not me. Little did I know, it was because of my abuse of drugs and alcohol that made me feel like I didn't have those things. Because anytime that I would start to get stressed out or feel depressed or sad, I would go buy a bottle of vodka, or I would go see my dealer in the towers. And again, I didn't think much of this. It was just kind of like, well, this is what people do. I'm just living my life. And I really wish that I had somebody back then to tell me that it's okay if your parents don't approve of your dreams. That it's okay to pursue things that your parents don't approve of. Because only you know you. And one thing that I find very interesting is that when we're young, we see the world so much more clearly. We're able to know what we like. As adults, everybody's always trying to tell us what we like. The TV, like everything is always trying to get thoughts into our head. You need this, you need to buy that, you need to go watch this. Oh, don't miss out on that. But as kids, we don't have that. And you can make up your mind as what you really like, what you really want. I think that kind of goes away in a lot of people. So I think if you know what you want to do at a young age, if there's any young people watching this, and maybe your parents don't approve of what you want to do it anyway. Know that I support you. Know that other people out there who you will show what you do to, they will support you. Your parents are your parents, and hopefully they love you, and hopefully one day they will come around to approving of what you do. But it's not necessary for you to succeed for your parents to approve of what you want to do with your life. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. And you have to do what you want with it. And so many times, a lot of our depression, a lot of our sadness comes from feeling constrained by other people's expectations of us. And if you can just take yourself out of that and realize that whatever you do to make yourself happy is going to make everyone else happy in the long run. Because when you're happy, everyone around you is much happier. I can tell you this from personal experience, that throughout my life, I've been a very moody person. And sometimes I'm still moody now. It's something that I really have to work on. But I know for a fact that when I'm moody, people around me, they don't like that energy. They don't like being in that atmosphere. And when I'm in a good mood, people around me are much happier because I'm much more fun to be around. And so if you can connect the dots in your life of, this makes me happy, I'm going to do that, and then through following your path, you will achieve so much more. You'll meet people with like-minded interests. You'll socialize with those people, which will create opportunities for you. And like I said, if what's holding you back or what's making you feel trapped or sad is other people's expectations of you, and especially your parents or your family members, try your best to not think about that. Put those feelings in a little box somewhere and focus on your own happiness, because nobody's going to make you happy unless you try to make yourself happy first. Getting your parents' approval will never feel as good as following your dreams. Because if you follow your dreams, eventually your parents or whoever will see that that brings you joy, and that's all they really want for you in the first place. I mean, parents that love you. So my advice to you is, and like I said, the advice that I wish I had got when I was younger is follow your dreams. Don't let anybody stand in the way of what you want to do with your life. And if they are standing in the way of that, I don't know, ask them why, because there's no reason for it. And if they're just stubborn, put that aside and do what you're going to do anyway. Wake up every morning and think, what am I going to do today to make myself happy? Because waking up in the morning and not wanting to get out of bed can be one of the worst feelings. It can be one of the most devastating things. And being alive is wonderful. It's the best thing that can ever happen to you. So please follow your dreams. Don't let yourself sink into depression. And whatever you do, don't turn to drugs and alcohol, because when you do self-medicate, it makes you weaker. And I'll talk about that more later. But just know that I love you. You're never alone, and you can do it. All right. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. All right. Working on this painting. See you later. See you next time.